Hi, everybody. I'm Gloria Moraga. This is the Political Woman Podcast. How are you? It's Wednesday, and tonight, Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall in Florida, near Tampa, and possibly Cape Coral. I'm looking at the satellite image right now, and if you want, you can take a look at the PBS website. PBS has a live picture, satellite photo of the hurricane moving toward Florida. It is a Category 5 at this time I'm recording this, which is early Wednesday morning. And so residents there have been told to evacuate. I was just reading a story about a woman who cannot evacuate, she says, because she doesn't have the money. So we'll see what happens with those who are either refusing to evacuate or can't. I read another article that said that workers at the zoo, at the Tampa Zoo, are going to hunker down and stay with the animals. So I don't know if you've ever been behind the scenes at a zoo. I have at the San Diego Zoo, and I have at the Fresno Zoo. I was the young zoo reporter. I covered the zoo. We had an elephant, Nosy, and we had a gorilla. And I got to go behind the scenes and watch and became, friends with the gorilla. I saw a baby gorilla born there. The structures at a zoo are very sturdy, obviously, because of the animals, because they're keeping the animals in these enclosures. The political lies continue to flow from Donald Trump's mouth, and he doesn't seem to be able to do anything else. FEMA is saying at this point that the lies are not helping FEMA at all, and actually, they're worried about putting FEMA workers' lives in danger. That's what's going on with the hurricane. And yes, this is a political story. And I'm wondering if the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives is going to rethink his decision and bring Congress back. It wouldn't take that long to bring members back to add a supplemental and pass additional funding for FEMA to get more workers on the ground to help after this hurricane hits, after Milton hits. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. At this point now, he's saying no. He's not bringing the Congress back. I don't understand how these people get away with this. I honestly do not. What if we did our jobs that way? I would have been fired so fast. If this doesn't make you angry, I don't know what will. I'm reading from The Guardian. Here's the headline. Trump secretly gave Putin COVID test machines, Bob Woodward book says. Wow. So Bob Woodward has written another book. It's got all kinds of juicy stuff in it. And I'm just going to quote and read. Quote, Donald Trump secretly sent COVID-19 testing machines to Vladimir Putin in the early stages of the pandemic, when such resources were in short supply, the veteran reporter Bob Woodward reveals in an eagerly awaited new book. According to Woodward, Trump secretly sent Putin a bunch of Abbott point-of-care COVID test machines for his personal use. In response, the Russian president told his U.S. counterpart, I don't want you to tell anybody because people will get mad at you. If I could do a Russian accent, I would do it, but I can't, so I'm not. Remarkably, Woodward also reports that the relationship between the two men, hugely controversial during Trump's first presidential campaign and subsequent 4 years in the White House, has continued since Trump has been out of power through as many as 7 private calls. So Trump and Putin have a thing. There's a thing. There's a thing going on. But here's what really frosted my ass, okay? At a time when Trump was denying to us, the American people, that COVID was going to be serious, when he was denying, oh, it's no big deal, it's no problem, Trump was telling all of us that, no big deal. And he was giving these machines to Putin. And they were in short supply. So we didn't even have enough of these machines. Why doesn't that upset anyone? Why am I the only one in America outraged by this? Okay, I know I'm not, but I'm just saying. Why would anyone vote for Trump when they hear this stuff? I don't understand. I don't understand. I used to be smart, but now this stuff, it makes me feel dumb. Wow. Here's the other thing. Why doesn't Bob Woodward tell us this stuff? Why do we have to wait 4 years before we hear this? I mean, now we're hearing about it 4 years later? When at the time, Trump's giving this stuff to the Russian, who's a dictator, an anti-democracy? And meantime, 1 million Americans died because this guy couldn't take the time to get involved with us. Oh, no big deal. It's going to be fine. Ay. That's the one hand. The other hand, on the political beat here, and I'm just doing a wrap, is Vice President Harris did her interview with 60 Minutes, and then she did this media blitz on Tuesday. She was on The View, and then she was on Howard Stern's show, and then she topped off the last interview with Steven Colbert, and they shared a beer. And I was actually looking for sound from that. And then I just thought, well, I'll just post this because I'm running late. So as Harris was doing all of this, Trump canceled his only event today. It was supposed to be a virtual town hall, but he canceled it. So no Trump today. And I'm wondering what's going on. He did have a rally over the weekend. I pulled sound from that. I posted it on YouTube and TikTok. You can take a listen. We have Tuesday. Tuesday marked the 4-week mark till Election Day. And I won't even go into polls because as you all know, I don't believe in the polls and I don't trust the polls. They're skewed. So enough of that. I got my ballot today. I'm filling it out and I'm going to take it in and drop it off to the drop box tomorrow. So that's that. And I did spend some time tonight listening to some, and I will listen to the rest of it, the Senate debate. So Dianne Feinstein's seat is being filled by either Adam Schiff or the former baseball player, Steve Garvey, who has never held public office. Here's a short clip from that debate.
Both of you are running to fill the seat held for decades by Senator Dianne Feinstein. And in 1994, Feinstein famously authored a bill on assault weapons. It was a ban that has long since expired. Now, since then, ownership of weapons like the AR-15, the gun that's most often used in these horrific mass shootings, has exploded, with millions estimated to be in homes across the United States. If elected, would you take any action regarding gun legislation? And if so, what would that be, Mr. Garvey?
Well, I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe it will never be overturned, nor should we attempt to overturn that. I do have sympathy for all of those who may have been victims of shootings, but I think that the most important thing is a stringent background check that goes much deeper than it is today in order to preserve the integrity of the Second Amendment and to be able to provide for people to defend themselves.
Mr. Schiff?
I would support an assault weapons ban. I would support extended and universal background checks. I would support a ban on extended ammunition clips and my own bill, which would strip away the NRA's immunity from liability. Mr. Garvey was asked just a couple of weeks ago if he would support any gun control measure, and his answer was an unequivocal no.
Steve Garvey is really a lightweight. So I don't think he has a chance in hell. None of his views match, liberal California. I don't want a senator who doesn't believe that we need an assault weapons ban. We need a freaking assault weapons ban. So what? Yeah, there's so many out there now. What does it matter? Come on. We've got to try. Hey, vey. I talked yesterday about the Supreme Court coming back and abortion, and I'll say it again. We really, really, really need a president and Congress who are going to help women get some rights back. Because, again, women in Texas are dying, and they're going to die because if they go into the emergency room, they're not going to be able to get help. We need to do this, people. We need to stop. The New York Times is doing this series of interviews with potential voters. Get that? Yeah, potential voters. They're not even sure. They're not sure who they're going to vote for. They're all younger people. I just want to grab them and shake them and scream, shaken baby syndrome, and scream, you nincompoops. Oh, they're talking about how maybe they're leaning toward Trump now because they liked J.D. Vance in the debate. So they like a man who won't admit that Trump lost the election. We've had Biden for 4 years as president, but they like him because he really presented himself. He seemed polite. Wow. I don't know. People need to read more, and they don't. So I did do a TikTok live earlier, and I quoted some of the facts and figures on the hurricane, and I'll just share one that so far FEMA has spent just for Hurricane Helene. I think it's $120 million so far in just a couple of days. So yes, money is being spent. Help is there with the next one hitting. And it reminded me of the fact that there is an insurance crisis in Florida. And that maybe Mr. doesn't believe in climate change, Mr. take away women's rights, Mr. ban books, Mr. pick a fight with Disney, DeSantis should work on solving the insurance crisis in Florida rather than banning books and insulting women. Maybe that should be something he should do, and Floridians shouldn't stand for it. I'm Gloria Moraga, political woman, here to just remind everybody to have a plan and to please vote. In times of crisis, like right now, we've got a number of issues going on around the country, and the one that a lot of us are focusing on is what's happening in Florida, but there are a number of natural disasters going on around the country. In fact, I was just reading about this dude that was arrested here in California for starting fires. He started some of these wildfires. We need a president who's going to help us all, not someone like Trump who threatened not to give California any disaster money for our fires because Trump told his staff that we didn't vote for him, so he's not going to help us. And they actually had to work on ways to try to get him to sign the emergency declaration for California. So that's what we have. On the one hand, a big liar who's trying to rip us apart. On the other hand, someone who's going to try to bring us together. I'm Gloria Moraga, Political Woman. Please subscribe. I will be back tomorrow. I'm toying with doing a longer piece on the border bill. And when I say longer piece, I mean just giving you more information on the border bill, the compromise border bill that was going to be signed by Biden, that Trump killed. And I've been wanting to do this. I have the bill, and I've read the bill a couple of times. And it is supported by Border Patrol. And Harris has said she will sign it when she becomes president, if she becomes president. And someone was asked today on one of the talk shows, is that bill going to come back up? And the answer is yes. We need to have something to start to kick off reform at the border. So that's something to look forward to. So I'm going to possibly work on that tomorrow. And I will do just a wrap of top news of the day, political news of the day. And when I record tomorrow, the hurricane's probably going to make landfall. So I'll be watching that. And you go to PBS. You can do a search on Google. Look at PBS live satellite tracking, and that photo will come up. And you can take a look and watch it in real time. All right. Our love and prayers and best wishes to all Floridians. Be safe. I'm Gloria Moraga. Take care.